Well met, welcome back to the Mobile Esports Arena Hearthstone tournament for the month of August, organized by Brand Pro, presented by Zenfone Max Pro Limitless Gaming. I'm Excelsior PH, with me is
Gia,
and we're going to go to the finals of this tournament with Ferdz versus
MrBoombastic, who we just saw a while ago in the semifinals.
MrBoombastic defeated the
Staz, the veteran player of the Philippines, and he's got kind of an interesting lineup. And also on the side of Ferdz, it's a very extreme control-oriented lineup. And I just gotta say, I'm really enjoying the tournament meta currently in Boomsday and also in Witchwood, because there is so much variety of decks. There's
a variety of decks, but one of the decks that you can see most frequently is the Helock.
Yes.
Yeah, and also Shutterwalk Shaman is still here, still present in the meta. And also we're seeing a lot of a revamped, reconfigured Death Rattle Hunter.
Yes, for sure. Running some mechs, and some people prefer to still have the Katharina package. Other people prefer to have the Mechanical Whelp package, and all of that. As for the Zoolock from MrBoombastic, he actually took a very close win against Staz in the very last game of the series in the semifinals, which we thought Staz had pulled out the victory already with some explosive trap shenanigans, but the Soulfire and the constant Fungal Mancers were just too much, and that's why that deck has been so popular on ladder and throughout the tournament scene right now.
And what Ferdz is carrying is the old school Q block. I'm not seeing any updates regarding the new cards from the Boomsday project.
Nope.
And we have the big Druid, and also a big Spell Mage. There are 2 Astromancers in this deck.
Yes, those are the new cards.
And 2 Giggling Inventors.
And in the big Druid, the new card, I think, was the Biology Project.
Yeah, Biology Project, and
that's just about...
Goop Sprayer.
Yes, Goop Sprayer. Oh, that's actually interesting. I haven't really seen that so much, but it makes sense. It summons copies of adjacent minions.
Yes.
So that could be very, very effective in Big Druid. As for the Shutterwalk Shaman, it's only the Electra Storm Surge running the new cards, but there's no, what's it called, the Sephorium Bomber
in this
Bomber
list.
Here. No,
nothing here. But the Electro Storm Surge is only best used with Lightning Storm.
Yes, and also Farsight and Healing Rain. It has a lot of interesting uses that make it, a very worthy inclusion in the deck. And I'm quite excited to see how Ferdz pilots all of these slower decks. We haven't seen any big spell mages in quite a while, so I'm pretty happy to cast that soon.
Yeah. So the one of the other ways that you can use Electro Storm Surge is Bloodlust. Have you seen that? Electro Storm Surge plus Bloodlust? What?
But not in Shutterwalk Shaman. There have been other versions of Shaman that do that. In this case, though, sometimes you can still run the Storm Catcher, or Storm Chaser rather, in the Shutterwalk Shaman. I don't think it's in this list, but I've seen some of the European players running that in more recent tournaments to just make sure that you have Volcano going into turn 5.
Yes. And also, again, for MrBoombastic, he's carrying the Death Rattle Hunter, Odd Rogue, Togwaggle. Yeah, I think this is Togwaggle Druid.
It was banned a while ago, so we didn't really see it, but that is indeed the list, which is not running the Malagos package, but it's quite good against Malagos and the slow deck, so I assume it will also get the ban from Ferdz.
And also, MrBoombastic is carrying the Helock.
Of course. Everyone's favorite. You seem to really hate that deck.
Yeah, it's really hard to pit against in ladder, because going up the ladder, it's very hard to... it's very hard to counter. Very hard to counter. So
join them if you can't beat them. Just
if you can't beat them, join them. I already have Solarium.
There you go.
Getting it off the free card. Yeah, so
I got Dr. Boom as the free card in Solarium in one of my first few packs. I was very happy about that.
So we'll see. Let's wait for the players to get ready. And if you just joined, this is again the Hearthstone tournament for the month of August. Our prize pool is 30,000 pesos, and we're going to fight. We're going to see the players fight off for 5,000 more pesos.
There you go. Yes, it's the difference between 10K and 15K.
Yeah.
So MrBoombastic is queuing up his Death Rattle Hunter into the Shutterwalk Shaman from Ferdz, who already has that Keleseth locked and loaded.
Yeah, looking into the Keleseth of On turn 2, you don't need to coin that, right?
Nope, not really. So traditionally, back in the old meta, people started playing Death Rattle Hunter as a way to try and beat Shudderwalk because it's just a good matchup because the eggs can, you know, be procced after Volcano, and the repeated activation of Death Rattle is actually so powerful, and that's why Shaman started running Earth Shock to try and combat that and silence the eggs. So we don't see that from Ferdz, I think, in his current hand. So for MrBoombastic, it seems like the eggs are going to get a lot of work done. And
looking at Ferdz, the Kelsef on turn 2, it's going to strengthen up his Mana Tide totems, his Saronite chain gangs, and everything else in the deck. Oh, looking at the same.
That's two Kelsefs. That's now fair. I think everybody's deck gets buffed.
Yeah, everybody's deck gets buffed, and the Devilsaur Egg, the other Devilsaur Egg in MrBoombastic is going to get to 1/4.
Yes. So Mana Tide Totem hits the board on an empty board, which is pretty good for Ferdz, but MrBoombastic has the best answer, which is Flanking Strike here.
Yo.
In this matchup, I think if you don't play the egg on turn 3, you definitely need to save it for a turn that you can play Dead or the Terrascale Stalker at the same time. So you make sure that you get at least a little more value before the Earth Shock can come down.
And looking at Ferd's hand, he has one of the more crucial cards in this hand. It's the Grumble World Shaker, but which we can probably see more value if you use it with a Battlecry card, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for example, you can use it with Saronite, you can use it with Glacial Shard, and it's going to bounce back with one cost.
Exactly, and Ferdz might be thinking about coining it out next turn, but it's not really so good. You don't want to, I think you don't want to put the Life Drinker back in your hand here, but there's nothing better to do, honestly. You don't want to Lightning Storm this turn, so looks like he's just going to go for a bit of stall turn.
Ooh.
Hope to get the high roll onto the Wolf. No matter the outcome, he still has to trade the Grizzly away, but he misses the 3 damage on the Wolf here. It's not a big deal, though, in my opinion.
And looking at the MrBoombastic, he now has one of the Playdeads on his hand, but he's not going to use the Devilsaur Egg yet.
Nope.
And, no, not yet.
Yeah,
he has to counter.
Yeah, it's a good turn to go for Candle Shot and stuff. So definitely consolidating the board control now. And Ferdz, I think this is fine to go for Mana Tide and the Glacial Shard, just because there's not anything else you can do this turn. Lightning Storm is just super low value.
You know, one of the nightmares of fighting against a Death Rattle Hunter is that when he copies the double of the Witchwood Grizzly, and then there's nothing you can do to counter it because there's a lot of health on the opponent's side. It's already 24 health plus a Q. So it may become a problem if he doesn't remove it.
Right. So as for MrBoombastic here, he can go for the egg and play that this turn, clear off the Mana Tide with his Candle Shot and the Wolf, but instead he just wants to make sure that this Wolf can go face, trying to play a bit more aggressive here. I like it because you can't really give the Shudderwalk Shaman too much time. This gonna be a Volcano turn. Maybe it's just another Lightning Storm turn.
You know what's surprising about this Shudderwalk Shaman? It's just that it doesn't carry a Hemet.
That's not too surprising. I'd say the non-Hemet variant is more standard these days.
Yeah. But this looks like a Grumble turn.
Yeah, it can work Grumble and just freeze up the Witchwood Grizzly again.
Yeah.
It's fine. You are gonna take 6 damage on the backswing though, and then probably have to Lightning Storm the next turn. It's not so bad because you have Healing Rain in case anything goes wrong. You can also Acolyte Coin Volcano, the classic combo for card draw.
Yeah, Acolyte Coin Volcano would be a good turn here.
Yes.
To gain more cards while
it's draw
also
4 in this case.
Draw 4, clear the board. It's so nice.
Indeed it is. So the refill for MrBoombastic will be Egg and Play Dead. He really wants to pick up that Terrascale Stalker soon, or maybe something like Katrina.
Ooh. But no! I think now is the time that he has to use the Play Dead. Yeah, to give more pressure to Ferdz. But because Giggling Inventor will just like it's more of a protective turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not going to be helpful. But fighting against a Shutterwalk Shaman, you really have to be more proactive in dealing damage.
It does require you to move really fast, but doing it this way, I think, is very weak to Earth Shock. So now Ferdz can just go for, wow, so many answers. Little bit overloaded, but it's not a big problem. Just Saronite and Earth Shock.
Earth Shock, yeah.
That's both Saronites already in hand or played, so the Shutterwalk has a higher chance of being able to bounce a copy of itself. Grumble is also in hand, so the whole combo is coming together.
Yeah, the whole combo is there, and he can even counter Crane Crush with one of the hexes.
Yeah, and the sad thing is the Crane Crush cannot go face here.
Yeah. No face. You know, one interaction I haven't tested yet is Boomflark's bazooka, Boomzooka.
Yeah.
I haven't tested it with a King Crush. I don't know if it can go face or it just goes rush.
It should be able to go face because the card text of King Crush has charge on it. So. Yeah.
So it should go face?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it should be able to. I'm not saying it should always go face, but other people would disagree. So Giggling Inventor is all that MrBoombastic can do now, but these Death Rattle cards are looking pretty sad in the hand.
Yeah, this Spider Bomb is strong, but now it's not going to be that useful. It's just going to remove one of the Saronite Chain Gangs. Maybe, and if it gets activated in the next turns, it may remove something useful, but it's too late.
Yeah, I think
it's too late.
Ferdz has so much resources. He can go for Lightning Storm on the next turn, possibly even Hagatha, but I don't really like it because it's going to clear off your own Chain Gangs after they trade into the Annoyatron Divine Shields. I think
he would use the Hagatha.
Really?
Yeah, he would Hagatha this.
No, not if you're doing that. Looks like it's just gonna be Grumble.
Grumble, then
that's
double
fine too.
Saronite.
Yeah, that's actually so strong.
Yeah, double Saronite.
Very, very strong, and it increases the probability of getting your Shutterwalk bounced back by so much.
So that's 4 times, right?
Yeah, 4 Saronites versus 1 Grumble. So yeah.
Yeah. So if you get the Grumble before the 4 times,
yeah, then you're just very unlucky. But even if that happens, I think Ferdz is definitely gonna win the game. He's in such a strong position, and MrBoombastic is just drawing air.
Yeah, proc the Spider Bomb now.
Yeah, this is the right order.
Yep.
Make a bigger chance of getting the Grumble snipe.
50%.
And there it is, but it's not gonna do much against the Shutterwalk.
And it's going to be a Shutterwalk turn. We'll see.
Possible.
Yep, that's right. You can do it. Yeah.
Trade and Shutterwalk.
Trade, then Shutterwalk. If he procs the Grumble first, he would still have 4 Shutterwalks on board.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, it can still work.
It's really, really good. And you can even bounce back your Chain Gang and play it again as well. So no reason to hesitate here. There's nothing that the Death Rattle Hunter can do to clear 4 6/6s, or there's 7/7 because of the Keleseth.
I think maybe Ferdz is recording it. I gotta record this.
Yeah, my winning moment. Okay, there you go.
There you go.
The infinite.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 more Shutterwalks.
Yeah.
There you go. 3 more. Oh my gosh. There we go.
It's like they have echo,
yeah,
you know, in terms of the battle cry and all of that.
It's overlapping Shutterwalks.
My claws, that cat.
You know what's fun is there's a glitch.
Yeah.
If you use Shutterwalk in the Token Shaman, then it gets involved. The Shutterwalk animation remains.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
The whole cloudy animation remains in your UI.
It's like the old Druid Wrath thing.
Yeah.
So
okay,
this is done very soon. Face, more walks.
Yep, one walk and it will get a 1 life drinker to the face.
Wow.
Wow.
Little BM here as well.
Okay.
Ferdz with the style.
Okay.
Did he forget that he played a life drinker? Maybe he's just thinking, oh, I need to make hand space. But no.
There's one life drinker right over there, somewhere there. There you go.
Enjoy the show, guys. There you go. Ferdz takes the first win with that Shudderwalk Shaman.
Yeah, Shudderwalk Shaman versus the Death Rattle Hunter, first game. And Ferdz 1-2-0. And MrBoombastic still has a long way to go. Yeah. And Ferdz can... let me check if which deck is now banned. I
assume that the Togwaggle Druid got banned from MrBoombastic. So from Ferdz, it might be also... Oh, actually, the Mage was banned away. Okay.
Wow. So
he definitely wants to get his Zoo to win.
Yeah. So he has 2 more decks. I think this is the big Druid versus...
I definitely understand the ban here because the Shudderwalk Shaman, while it is a control-based deck, it doesn't have as many tools as the Mage to remove minion boards here. So I think the Mage would have been the easiest win for Ferdz against the Zoolock from MrBoombastic.
Yeah. And again, look at that. That's an auto ban right there. That's the Druid, the Togwaggle Druid.
That is just so good against any form of control deck.
Yeah,
and
it's hard to...
Go. It's now the Big Druid.
Counter. Okay, so, Big Druid. Big Druid versus Death Rattle Hunter.
Again, this is, I think, favored for the Death Rattle Hunter, but only if you can get those Death Rattle proccing effects onto that egg. Ferdz, on the other hand, has not drawn like legitimate ramp. You don't run a bio project on 1 because it gives your opponent like an immediate egg also.
Yeah, if you buy a project on 1, it's going to be 3 mana for the opponent, egg. Then he may have a... play dead somewhere there. And so it's very dangerous.
So both players missing what they want, which is for MrBoombastic, Terror Scale or Play Dead. For Ferdz, he's missing Wild Growth and Nourish, but he at least has the Bright-Eyed Scout to possibly play something good on the next turn. Looks like he's actually just gonna go for it right now, though.
He's playing Bright-Eyed Scout.
Okay, what's it gonna be off the top?
It's Hydronox. No, there's no Hydronox here.
Oh no, it's a bio project.
It's another bio project.
5 mana, gain 2 mana. 3 mana, do nothing.
That's basically the most expensive ramp right there. So, I think this is going to be 5 mana. What can I do with 5 mana?
So Witchwood Grizzly seems like a decent turn. Alternatively, you can go for egg because you can Mossy them next turn.
Yeah.
But then, if you're killing off your eggs like that, then your Death Rattle effects that you draw off the top will not be very good.
Yeah, and now Ferdz draws out the Dracari Enchanter, which is one of the best combinations when you use Master Oakhart.
Yes, but on its own, it is pretty awful right here, and Ferdz is just going to use that 5 mana ramp for 2. Gonna naturalize here. He really just wants to play the Sleepy Dragon online now, but MrBoombastic has so many resources.
Ooh, he already has 8 mana.
He can coin King Crush, and it's like turn 4 or something.
Oh my gosh. So, can he... egg.
Okay, egg, play dead.
Egg, play dead.
Yeah, maybe it's not that good here.
No.
High main egg seems good to me.
High main and egg also, yeah.
Okay, just coin crush. Let's go. He did see a naturalize, so...
Out. So there are no other counters except for one more naturalize, which may be not there.
Yeah, Spellstone, no armor buff here. So I think Ferdz is just gonna go for the Sleepy Dragon and hope to get the Gloop Sprayer to do some work here. But the King Crush can deal, or rather, just some sort of candle shot with this.
Yeah, with the
Hunter's
tracking.
Mark. So good.
Flanking Strike is good. Flanking Strike plus a...
But it's so tempting to take the other play dead because you have the egg.
Yeah.
But, I do kind of like just the Flanking Strike.
Yeah, me too. I think the Flanking Strike is one of the... I think this is the best. Ooh. Okay.
I wanted that 8 to face this turn, but alright, he disagrees. Because I think if you take Flanking Strike, you can still go egg and play dead in this... egg and Hunter's Mark in this turn.
Okay.
So
it's going to be Hunter's Mark to this big minion?
I don't think so.
No?
Yeah, I prefer this.
Okay.
Hunter's Mark just to deal 4 damage isn't so good. It's essentially just 4, right? Because you still have to trade your King Crush in. But alternatively, doing it this way, maybe he just won't trade with the King Crush. But he's not developing the egg. So
Yeah.
I wonder how much better this would have been than just using Flanking
Flanking
Strike,
Strike,
getting
yeah.
the 8 to face, and then you have a 3-3 instead of a 3-8, but you deal the 8 to face. I think that's better.
I think that's better too because you don't have to deal. Don't have to bring down the health of your King Crush to 4, which would if Ferdz got to somehow got 3 more armor in the way he can remove the 4 health King Crush, but he instead just gets to pass.
Yes. So it looks like the turn might just have to be... Oh gosh, this is so awkward. You don't want to use your Primordial Drake even if you're killing off the Grizzly because it dies straight up to the value trade from the King Crush. And Gloop Sprayer these are not the ideal minions to copy. Looks like he is just gonna go for the Primordial Drake play though. It's very sad.
Yeah, that looks like a Primordial Drake sequence of events. Okay.
So
Powering
now
up.
MrBoombastic can play an egg and proc it 3 times, which is
Go egg.
pretty good to me.
Ooh, okay. Going with tracking first.
Okay, cube. Yeah.
Oh, that's a cube turn right there,
oh,
man.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
16 damage to the face.
Wow.
One more. Terror scale.
Yeah, that's just lethal.
Oh, it's 32 damage to the face.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
That's fun.
Okay.
Jurassic World.
Yeah. That's Jurassic World right there.
MrBoombastic takes the win very cleanly, but Mr. Ferdz, sorry, Ferdz didn't really get what
Mr.
he wanted.
Ferdz.
He didn't get the ramp, didn't get the oak heart. So
yeah, but looking at MrBoombastic, he finished with an explosive turn right there. That's the dream right there. You tracking into cube while you have the 2 play deads and the Terror Scale Stalker in your hand.
it's
So
insane.
that's so nice right there. So MrBoombastic still has the heal lock and the odd rogue on his armamentarium and the
and I think both of those should be able to prey on that big druid from Ferdz, so it's going to be a bit difficult for him. But he still has this Q block, which I think has a decent matchup against the Zoo. He's going to struggle against the odd rogue though.
Yeah, it's if it's a bit slow, if the draws are a bit slow, Q block is probably going to lose to odd rogue. Yeah, and I think the taunt or the big druid will have an advantage over. Yeah, neither. I'm still looking like no.
I mean, if you can play Wild Growth, Nourish, and Oakheart, you're at an advantage versus anything. So there is a chance for the big druid.
Like oh, okay. So we're going into the next game, and it's Ferdz gets to keep the big druid, and it's still odd rogue for. It's now odd rogue for MrBoombastic.
Yes, and he has that very key card in Hench Clan Thug, which can get out of control really quickly. Ferdz has no Spellstone in hand, but the Greedy Sprite is at least some sort of ramp. He also has Spreading Plague, which could be key to stall out the damage from MrBoombastic. But he has both of the key 3 drops.
Yeah, the Hench Clan Thug and the Vicious Pledgeling. So, on turn 2, when you see a odd rogue not attacking, he probably has a Hench Clan Thug on the turn 3, right?
Well, a lot of the time you won't attack even if it's Vicious Sludging. It's just like saving the dagger, right? So coin a Greedy Sprite here, I wouldn't mind. Because the reasoning is that yes, you won't have anything to do next turn, but even if you don't coin it, the thing is you don't get the ramp right away.
Yeah.
So if you expect the Greedy Sprite to get the ramp in the next 2 turns, you're still gonna Nourish on time. But Ferdz disagrees, so now it's gonna be, I think you start with the Pledgeling.
Oh, Pledgeling, okay. So if by some miracle he gets to remove with the Spellstone.
Or swipe
okay.
off the top. Nope.
Biology Project.
Greedy Sprite this turn, I think. And then next turn, you can coin Nourish. And then by that time, the Greedy Sprite will die, so you can play an 8-drop after that. The Vicious Sludgeling will survive, though.
I was thinking if you could Biology Project there, would you reach Nourish? It wouldn't reach Nourish, right? It's just 4?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can coin the Nourish, but I think it gives too much mana to your opponent. It like allows them to Fungal Mancer this turn. It's too scary, so I definitely prefer this play.
Ooh.
And Divine Shield to protect the Fledgling from Spellstone, I think is the right play. It's not better to naturalize, but you know, I think attack's a bit too greedy here.
Yeah, I think Divine Shield is the right turn here, so that you can protect it from Spellstone. Would you coin out Nourish on next turn if you were Ferdz?
Yes, definitely, because you can also trade in your greedy sprite. So the next turn you have 8 mana and your Primordial Drake is effective already. If he draws something like Spellstone, it would also be good for this turn, but he looks like he's going to be taking a lot of damage really soon.
Yeah, he's going to take 10 damage potential, but maybe on the next adapt, it would be more devastating for Ferdz.
Yeah, and because MrBoombastic traded the greedy sprite away, Ferdz doesn't even have to coin out the Nourish. So after this, actually, it will be the 9 drops that are active as of next turn with the coin.
Oh, nice.
But I think it's very likely that MrBoombastic can find lethal soon.
So it's going to be...
With a Cold Blood, I think that would have done it, but that's not quite it. So first
maybe something from the Blink Fox?
What's the attack buffs? Mark of the Wild.
Yeah,
like
Mark of the Wild. Something that gets a +2/+2. Yeah. Let's see. Oh.
Yeah, Web Weave. Oh, I revealed that card. And it was so bad.
It's a really bad card, man.
Yeah, now you can take attack.
Yeah, go +3 attack.
Wind Fury. With Deadly Poison, isn't this? Oh, it's 1 off. Right? Oh, no, it's lethal. It's lethal. Because the Hench Clan will get the buff.
Yeah,
so
and
there you go.
Deadly Poison and then Hench Clan Thug. Oh!
There
Okay.
you go.
Almost. That's
so
lethal right there.
So fast from the Odd Rogue, getting exactly what he wanted.
Yep.
Ferdz takes another loss with this big Druid, which I do think is the weak point against MrBoombastic's lineup.
So this is he has to move on forward with another deck. Maybe he will get a advantage with the Control Warlock, but maybe not, because there are a lot of there aren't enough board removals from the Control Warlock.
I think there's enough, but you have to be very smart about setting it up, because the Defile is not always active. But if you try to bait your opponent into making certain trades that will make your Defile better, there's definitely a way. Also, the double Doomsayer helps so much in the matchup against Zoo. And I don't know if there's Void Rippers in the list for MrBoombastic. It looks like he's not running Void Rippers, so a lot of the time the Doomsayer will go off.
Yeah.
So it's possible, but it's really all about this big Druid. Where can it sneak in the win?
Yeah. If it gets a matchup against the Helock, it's not an advantage. Nope. No answers there to the small and the pesky minions of the Helock. So, we'll see. Only the ramp.
Yes.
The ramp. But when you ramp up with your own biology project, it's still bad for you.
No.
Right?
Yeah. Ferdz has not been drawing his wild growth, rather he's been drawing biology projects. But against aggressive matchups, you don't want to be generous with the mana. You want to be greedy and selfish. You want to play only the mana ramp that affects yourself. So it's, I think, maybe gonna be the Q block first.
Yeah, Q block
first. Try
to
get a better matchup first if you want to maximize your time on stream.
Yes, I think he should play Q block first so that he will maybe get out of the rut.
Yes.
Right?
And that's exactly what's gonna happen. So
there's a Doomsayer.
This is a
that's all you
full
need.
keep hand. So good, so good.
Maybe on turn 5 he'll get a Skull of the Mana into a Void Lord.
That's how you win the matchup most of the time. As for MrBoombastic, I think you just keep the Flame Imp here. Yeah. Kaliseth? No. Okay.
Whoa. Okay.
Oh
so
my.
it's
And also the doubling Imp is on the far left. So if he draws the Soul Infusion, this could get really spicy really quickly.
Ooh, okay.
He's
going to coin.
I think a lot of people go for coin Kaliseth.
Yeah, because you get more value out of it.
It's just one card though. most of the time, if your hand looks like this and you don't have 2 1-drops to follow up, I prefer to Flame Imp and then go Coin Kalsa. But I think the reasoning is because he saw the Kobold Librarian, which can easily eat up the Flame Imp. He just preferred to go for the Kalsa's play.
So the problem with this play is that he won't be able to cancel out the Doomsayer.
There's a lot of ways though, with healing or with Soulfire.
Ooh,
oh my gosh! Yikes!
Oh!
Okay, this will just lose to Hellfire though. I mean, this current board, but
it's very tempting.
Of course, he'll go for it. He cannot afford to play around Hellfire. It's like if you let the Doomsayer go off, your opponent still has the Hellfire.
Yeah.
And it's the same outcome, which is the board in their favor. So he's gonna do this.
And maybe he's going to be tempted with putting down the Happy Gold.
It's very tempting, but he will play around Hellfire. That's very smart from him. He did see that Ferdz kept the entire hand, so it's likely that he has that. And now he has good refill with Life Drinker and Happy Ghoul, followed up by Fungal Mancer, and there's no Spellstone, no Skull of the Monari in sight for Ferdz. So I think the Zulok's looking really strong here.
Look at that Zulok. Oh, Fungal Mancer. Oh, he can remove the Happy Ghoul.
Yes.
Just for the temporary protection.
Makes sense. And then next turn you just Lackey.
Lackey.
And then Lackey Pact.
Oh my gosh.
This can work. This can work
it can still work.
The Q block. Okay.
Yeah.
I think
tap.
You tap. Yeah.
Tap, yeah. No.
Doubling Imp and Voidwalker. I think it's not that much better than tap and doubling Imp. Or if you hit the Soul Infusion, you can tap Soul Infusion Voidwalker.
That's right.
I would have held back a little bit this turn, but I guess he really wants to stick a board for Fungal Mancer. So, wait, actually, this 8, 10, 4. This is 1 off lethal. I can't believe this. Wow, that's why he went all in.
Almost, he's almost there.
Yeah. It's 18.
Oh my gosh. That's a total of 18 damage.
This is crazy. And also, Void Lord was drawn for Ferdz, so that's less likely for him to pull out the Void Lord from deck. He does have another chance with Lackey and Pact though.
Oh, so since Darkback was now nerfed, it's going to be just 4, but it's going to protect him from all the damage.
Yeah, okay. So he has 2 chances to pull out the Void Lord. This is at first 1 in 3, and then if he hits the Doom Guard, then it's 1 in 2. So 50-50. So definitely trade off.
Oh man.
Trade off the first.
Trade off the first. Please go. You know this. And it's easier to trade off because the Voidwalker is now buffed up to 2/4.
Okay.
Oh, so Doom Guard!
That was more likely. It's just the second one, which is a coin flip, which could decide the game.
50-50. Let's go!
Or at least whether he can survive this turn.
Maybe it's another Doom Guard. Oh!
There you
sad,
go.
Man. And there's a Doom Guard clincher. Yes. Go! Guys, go it.
And there you go.
Oh
Mr.
my gosh.
Is your champion for the
MeSA
Hearthstone tournament
Look at
of
that.
August.
MrBoombastic. Oh my gosh.
In a 3-0 victory.
Are we not infringing some copyright issues by saying his name, MrBoombastic? It's a song.
Oh really?
No. But MrBoombastic takes the finals and he wins 15,000 pesos out of the 30,000 peso prize pool, and Ferdz wins 10,000 pesos out of the.
Nothing to scoff at for sure.
Yeah, 15,000 versus 10,000, and well, let's see. We're going to look into our supercomputers and see who wins the top 3.
Right, the 3rd place match was ongoing. It might still be ongoing actually between Adik and
Staz.
Staz? Yes.
Yeah.
And Staz is currently up 2-1. The result on that is not done yet.
Yeah,
but
it's not
the
done
3rd
yet.
place winner will get 5,000 pesos. So, if you guys are curious, you can go check it out later. But for now, it's all about MrBoombastic.
Yeah, it's all about MrBoombastic. MrBoombastic, again, is our August Hearthstone Mobile Esports Arena winner. Yeah.
Yes, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Very well played. I especially liked his Hunter win with
Yeah.
that King Crush Cube victory.
Yeah.
You saw the tracking out when we were just thinking about playing the egg, so I definitely think he's very experienced with that deck. He did struggle a little bit with the rogue play, I gotta say, but he showed some improvement in the few sets that I cast, so I'm very happy to see that, and I hope we see more from him in future tournaments.
Yeah, also, Ferdz has been trying to recover with his Druid losses by playing the Q block, but it's at a disadvantage against a Helock. So
yeah, and it was kind of just unfortunate at the end there. He had 2 chances to get the Void Lord, but didn't quite happen. So Ferdz, though, I've heard a lot of him or about him from the community, and I know that he joins like any firesides he can find regularly, so it's nice to see that he's gonna keep trying, and I'm sure he'll put in some strong performances in the future, so shout out to him. Yeah,
shout out to Ferdz for winning the second prize, 10,000 pesos. So if you're just watching, we're now concluding the Hearthstone tournament for the month of August. This has been, again, the Hearthstone tournament for the month of August, hosted by Mobile Esports Arena, organized by BrenPro, powered by or presented by Zenfone Max Pro Limitless Gaming. And you can reach us at our Facebook page, facebook.com/Mobile Esports Arena, youtube.com/MeSAofficial, and twitch.tv/MeSAofficial.
That's right. Drop us a follow on all of those accounts because we will be coming back with tournaments every single month. And if you're not just a fan of Hearthstone, you can also check out the other mobile esports that are sponsored by MeSA.
Yeah, and also those mobile esports games will have a large prize pool.
Yes.
So that's very, very motivating for our future professional players.
That's right. And I also want to say that this has been a great platform for Filipino players to try and dip their feet into the waters of competitive Hearthstone, and people that started out on these tournaments are now going to international places, and it's really great. And also, I want to plug the Asian Games, the 18th Asian Games. There will be a Hearthstone demonstration event going on August 31st, which I'll be casting for as well. I'm not sure where the coverage of that will be broadcast, but it's great to say that esports are now officially starting to become part of these pan sport events, which are including traditional sports.
Now, may I ask, where will this tournament be held? This demonstration game will be held?
They will be held in Jakarta, Indonesia, along with other game titles. Arena of Valor is one of them that is going to be featured, as well as League of Legends and StarCraft, I believe. And also in Jakarta, Indonesia, already now going on is the traditional sports in the Asian Games, if you guys have been catching that on ESPN.
So it's both esports game and
esports
and the traditional sports games. So you will see we're going to be asking where in the world is Gia, and she's in Jakarta, Indonesia on August 31. So this has been Excelsior PH. I'm just going to plug my page. It's going to be, if you want to see me, or if you want to catch up on some Hearthstone or gaming content, I'm going to be streaming, live streaming some games, most specifically Hearthstone, and some of the mobile games that are going to be released.
That's right.
You can see me at facebook.com/ExcelsiorPH. And Gia, do you have any pages?
I am currently inactive on Twitch, but you guys can follow me on Twitter at GiaD_, where I constantly tweet salty memes.
Salty memes?
And things about Hearthstone in general.
Okay, that's good. And maybe we're going to catch Gia on the demo game.
The esports demonstration of Hearthstone pretty soon. I hope that you guys can catch that and support Hearthstone becoming on the level of sports.
Esports. And what do you call our esports players? Digital athletes.
Yes.
Okay. So this has been Excelsior PH, and this is
Gia.
And we're going off. See you guys.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.